All right, and welcome back, everybody. Again, Tuki here, joined with the one and the only Mr. Sin for the win. Our first two games on the day are in the books. Again, it is week 5, our final week of the regular season, and we are just about ready to begin the next two games here. Again, Granit Gaming taking on HV71. Now, of course, we want to get you a look at some of the latest results going on around the league. Of course, we always have games going on. We can't cover everything on broadcast. And there you see, good result for Goons, of course, pulling off the double. Of course, Goons played today with a lot of games at hand. But what a result that is for Conquer, just to get 1 point that might be able to help them avoid that relegation spot. And you mentioned Northern Ascendancy as well heading into today, but look at those results for IQ over them as of late.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate break for Northern Ascendancy, who were looking like maybe they were going to make a late run, but dropping those two to IQ without getting a point, obviously incredibly unfortunate for them. You can see why Erebro find themselves where they are as they dropped those two games. Made it close against Feriestad, but again, being unable to get a point out of it is just detrimental to a team in this position at this point of the season.
Absolutely. So let's get you a look here now at the updated standings as things happen to play out at this point. Again, after both Frölunda and Havu make it up to 26 games played on the season. As it stands, all 8 teams you see on the left-hand side of the bracket projected for the playoffs, and that is just outright the case off of point percentage. A little bit, really only one change in the seeding. Technically, if the season were to end today, you would have Feriestad ahead of IQ off of points percentage. But Sin, everybody on that left-hand side is right where they want to be, which again brings us right back to that same situation. Roots just 1 point behind Granit. So these are huge games for Granit at this stage. Pretty tough break for Northern Ascendancy, who are now 3 points back of Granite, but have 2 extra games played. Even as ZSC Esports, I mean, again, you never know. If this is a rough day for Granite, ZSC win their next 2, they're still alive. Maybe YMCA still alive as well. But I think now for YMCA and ZSC, you're kind of looking at just staying above 13th, where Urbro find themselves right now. 2 points clear are YMCA. So the playoff teams still undecided. The teams that are safe from the relegation spot still undecided as well. But we focus on HV71, who right now would have to make up 3 points. I mean, they're 3 points back on YMCA. It's going to be tough, but it's not impossible to escape that relegation zone with 6 games left.
Yeah, this is a massive matchup for both of these teams, as you can see by just the standings. I mean, Granite just nursing that 1 point lead above Roots. And as you said, HV71, they do have the potential to get out of that relegation position, but it's going to take, at least 3 points here. They got to have a tremendous end of the season, and it might be tough. And again, this Granite team is a very good lineup, and they've had a kind of a back and forth season. They started out strong, tapered off a bit, but here they are. What a time for them to start making another run here at the end of the season.
Absolutely. So again, so much to play for all of these teams. We will continue to update you guys throughout the broadcast. Of course, Sid and I are back Wednesday and Thursday, and of course, Pro Division action tomorrow here on the channel as that playoff structure begins in our Pro Division. But for now, let's focus on the task at hand. The team stats that you'll see here for Granite and HV71 and Sid. I mean, obviously, a certain number jumps out here when we look at this matchup.
Yeah, it's the goals against on HV71, and you can kind of see why they may find themselves towards the bottom of that division. But on the flip side, I mean, Granite, even though they have a positive record, have a negative goal differential. They're kind of playing with fire a little bit. And, we could see why they may have made a certain lineup change at some point, trying to give, a spark to try to, keep the puck out of the net. But I think their offense has to get a little bit, more goal support.
Absolutely. And with that, let's get a look here at the team lineups here today for HV71. It is Rubitus, Captain Dembski, and Matalaiska as the top 3. Zupe and Putaking on defense. Kovalainen between the pipes. And for Granite, Ekin, Zovi, and Antonio Mann in the front 3. Furion and Captain Laminen's on defense. Between the pipes today, though, will not be Thunborg. It will be Roysto, who steps in. Who has actually played 8 games so far this season, so it's not a completely out there move from them. We'll talk more about the stats and those 2 goaltenders here in a moment. But let's start off, Sim, with our center comparison, as we always do. Dembski against Zovi, and I mean, right now, obviously, the numbers in favor of the Granite centerman.
Yeah, and not by too much. He's just 5 points ahead of him, a slightly better face-off percentage. As far as kind of production goes, that's not HV71's problem. They're able to, been able to keep up for the most part with some of those other teams. Their forwards are where they want to be. It's, as we saw, it's their goals against here. That being said, Granite, to be, one of those top teams, they are kind of in that playoff position now, but to be, more of a contender, they're going to have to put up some more goals. Their goals against isn't necessarily bad by any means. It's just that when compared to their goals for, it's, they could use a little bit more on that offensive side of things. But, so far, so good for Zovia with that 30 points in 24 games played.
The winger battle here, it is again the battle that I'm most intrigued by, I would say. You have Rubitus and Matalaiska for HV71, Ekin and Antonio Mannin for Granite. And, you talk about the chemistry that you would expect the Granite team to have. Of course, the kind of reunited squad that they have this season. But in terms of, a team coming up from our pro division last year in HV71, not that Rubitus didn't have prior elite experience, but they've been pretty solid this season. And I mean, look at the difference in physicality as well. I don't know what's up with the left wingers in this matchup compared to the right, but certainly keep an eye out as well for one Rubitus, over 100 hits on the season, Sin.
Yeah, I mean that's averaging just about four per game. So yeah, look out for the choo-choo train coming down on that left wing side of the ice. But yeah, again, when you see a team, one in the 7th seed, the other in the 14th seed, you don't necessarily expect to see the point totals as close as they are. But that's the case right here. Obviously Ekin the outlier with the 33 points. A few points ahead of Rubitus there, but it's Antonio with the 26 points. When a team's in the playoffs, obviously you want all your forwards to be at that point per game mark, but you want them to be a fair bit over that. And so far this season, Antonio Mannin's gone, from hot to cold a little bit here. He's going to have to find that spark, going to have to find that scoring touch a bit more going into the playoffs, because with the way the seeding works, they're going to definitely need it if they play one of those upper echelon teams.
The defensive battle is next. Zupe and Putaking for HV71, Furion and Laminins on defense for Granite Gaming. And Sin, one of the more surprising aspects, I would say, this season, of course, both Furion and Laminins again coming back, or at least for Laminins coming back to this team, Furion coming with him after they both played for Färjestad last season, where they both had phenomenal numbers in terms of point production by the end of last season, and we really haven't seen that replicated yet with the changes. But yeah, 34 points in 30 games for Furion last year, 43 and 30 for Laminins, who was judged as the kind of acquisition of the season for Färjestad last year. So maybe a part of the reason as to why we see Granite on one of the bubble playoff spots as opposed to a little bit more secure.
Yeah, again, you're seeing that up and down the lineup. You just need a little bit more production out of everyone, and especially on the defensive end of things. And I think you're seeing, how much great high quality scoring forwards and great teams really do matter to putting up those sort of points. We saw Lehman and have essentially a career season last one playing with Färjestad. He's able to get the puck up to the offense and being able to score and get some easier assists than that. It's just Granite still trying to find that kind of the fluidity and the chemistry on the front end and putting up the goals. They just simply haven't been able to do that. And the good news is they find themselves in a position to strike. It's just they're going to need everyone stepping up to get that production. And a bit surprising as well to see Furion there with 0 goals.
Our last head-to-head battle, again, is the goaltenders for HV71. It's been their man between the pipes all season long. It is Kofalainen. It is Roisto, though, on the other side. As you can tell, former Havu reserve goaltender. He has played in 8 games this season. And Sin, in those 8 games, a very similar save percentage and goals against average to Toomborg. I mean, you see Roisto's stats on screen there. Toomborg at a 78.23 in terms of a save percentage and a even 2 goals against. So, consistent goaltending no matter who Granite have gone with between the pipes this season.
Yeah, and that's given them the sixth least in goals against throughout the course of the season, which is again sixth least in goals against average, the seventh least in total goals against, and that's good. That's a great spot for Granite to be in. Again, it's just need a bit more goal support, so they're kind of mixing things up on the back end, or just perhaps giving Thunborg a bit of a rest, going with a different look here in Roysto. But as you said, it's been consistent for them at all times, so it's just a matter of how they're going to play in front of that goaltender.
So with that, again, your preview heading into this particular matchup. Again, we are just about ready to go for puck drop here, as Sin, the prediction in chat, a strong, maybe even a nice 69% in favor of Granite, which, heading into the season, I don't know if it would have been a near 2/3 split. I think it would have been a little bit more convincing in Granite's favor heading into the season. But again, Granite 500 hockey, 12-10-2 on the season. It's not out of the realm of possibility for HV71 to take away some very important points for them at this stage of the season.
Yeah, and what an opportunity for them to to play that spoiler, as you mentioned, but to work their way potentially out of that relegation position as well. On the flip side, if you're Granite Gaming, this is where you're sort of licking your chops like, hey, we're going up against a team who's not very good defensively. We've maybe been struggling scoring a bit. Now's the time to be able to flex those muscles to kind of get that confidence and put some goals in the back of the net.
As you see again what these teams are playing for here this season. Again, our winter season, spring season will be coming up before you know it. And of course, it all leads to our new grand final format this year. Sin, the grand champion of ECL 22, walking away with 10,000 euros of the 33,000 in total up for grabs this season. Absolutely incredible. And of course, a big shout out to the likes of Koval Lakritzi, Wilhelm, and ST Hockey for helping make that possible. An incredible amount that these teams are fighting for here. We are, again, just about ready to go for puck drop. You saw there, for the most part in the lobby, you had Elite Edges as the go-to X Factor ability. A couple of guys drifting away from the meta, but Sim, for the most part, we know what to expect in that regard.
Yeah, the Elite Edges, again, it's still, even though they're adding in a few more, I guess we could say some NA tendencies with the dump and chase, the bumps, and shots from the points, deflection and stuff. It's you're never going to get rid of that Euro mentality of loving that puck possession and wanting that puck control and the skating ability.
There we go, Granite in their home, gold and yellow, or golden. Yeah, we'll go with gold. We'll go with gold over yellow, and of course HV71 in their road whites. We shall see how this one plays out. In HV71, current would have to fight for their survival in terms of playing a relegation series against one of our pro division teams to keep their spot in Elite for our spring season. Granite right now, again, on pace to make the postseason. We'll see again if they can pick up some crucial points. They are not set in stone, despite the name maybe making you think otherwise. There's some good forechecking pressure from Ekin Putaking, though, able to survive it. Here's Matalayska knocked loose. Zupe keeps it in for HV71. Putaking, shot glove save by Roysto. I think he might have been a little bit screened, but regardless there, we have the first save of the game.
Yeah, well, first of all, Tugi, that pun absolutely rocked. Secondly, pretty back and forth kind of start here. Granite hasn't quite been able to establish themselves as we may have thought they would have, as we saw a deflection chance coming out there from HV71. They weren't able to capitalize on it, but will maintain possession here. It's just no real advantage yet for either team, and I was thinking I might see a bit more desperation coming out from Granite.
So with that stone cold analysis, as always. Over the line here is Ekin. Sauce actually got it to Zovi. Not able to maintain it, though. Puck worked around. Furion trying to hold it at the point, and does. Just gets the puck into the zone. Of course, Sid mentioned no goals for Furion. Under the ECL and everything that's taken place, he is one of the most prolific point-producing defensemen. Of course, that also includes the likes of our Finnish/Swedish Championship Series and so many other things, of course, that have taken place under the Sports Gamer umbrella. So, very surprising results for him so far this year, as Laminen's not able to hold that one. Which you might see good individual efforts from Laminen's, one of the premier 1v1 players as well in the Euro scene. But an offside call here against Granite. We're already halfway through this first period.
I like the mentality coming out from Furion right there. He just unfortunately was able to hold the line as he shifted to the forehand to be able to protect that puck. That would have been a nice zone entry for Granit, but once again, they're just haven't really been able to establish themselves in the way that they should want to against an HV71 team, which is much, much lower in the standings than they are. You know, you feel like at times it should be Granit visibly outplaying them for the majority of it. We just haven't seen that yet.
Penalty called against HV71, but the power play won't be needed. Ekin able to beat Kofalainen on the wraparound. What a start there. The 1-0 lead for Granit Gaming.
And what a sneaky wraparound shot that was. Just kind of a little, he didn't really get that, you know, that crazy spinning around the net wraparound. It's just kind of a little backhand sort of nudging the puck into the net and completely catches Kofalainen kind of a bit slower on the reaction side of things. And Granit Gaming go up 1-0.
A rough start there for HV71. I mean, given the ladder, you'd probably say, hey, let's take the kill and at least have a chance to make the play as I pass off the mark. Rubitos able to intercept a good hit there. Granit not afraid to be aggressive in the attacking zone, and nor should they. I mean, it's on them to win this game. They are very much expected to win. You can't take any opposition lightly here, and again, if you were to drop points here, a team like Roots Gaming, very, very happy. Try and make up that ground and get them into the playoffs as well. And a little bit of space here. Madalaiska breaks through and scores! Out of nowhere, this game is tied. Madalaiska's 10th of the season. What a goal to tie it up, Sin.
That was absolutely huge coming out from the HV71 winger right there. He sort of caught everyone off guard, split the D, carrying about 3 yellow jerseys on his back. Then he beats Roysto and ties this game up. An excellent, excellent individual effort from Madalaiska there after a great pass with catching him, with speed in that neutral zone to kind of, give him the ability, give him the chance at least to be able to split the defense and get around them as he did. Just what a response coming out from HV71 and Granit Gaming. Maybe a bit kind of not on their game a bit right there defensively, just allowing him to sort of waltz into the zone the way he did.
And Madalaiska, an Elite Division rookie, made the jump from pro. Gets a huge goal there, one of his biggest of the season. Again, hitting double digits in his rookie campaign. We have 2.5 minutes to play here in the first period. Now tied at 1. Here's Antonio Manet. Good movement. Laminins for Furion. Blocked. Rebound. Good save. Kofalainen. Sovi couldn't get that shot off quickly. At least not quickly enough to be able to take advantage of an angle that might have been there. Icing call. And a face-off coming up in the HV71 zone.
Another good opportunity here for Zovi to be able to win this, get his team some more sustained zone pressure. They have looked good when they were able to cycle the puck, and if they can keep HV71 hemmed in, that only works to their advantage. But a great win by Dembski, and they'll work the puck out.
Here is Puta King over from Madalaiska, trying to bull rush his way through. Final few seconds, Sauced in front. Good job by the HV71 defense to take it away. Puta King handles it well, and that will be it for the first period. Again, a 1-all scoreline, thanks to a late goal, but we will see the physicality from Zovi on display here. Just a monstrous hit along the wall.
Yeah, absolutely huge, and I believe that was a play where they were able to sort of keep the zone pressure up after that. So that's good to see, using your physicality, not just to hit people, using that physicality to gain something, especially in that offensive zone. But the stat line here, I gotta say, it's closer than I expected, a matchup between these two teams. Obviously, credit to HV71 for being able to, take it back to Granit, not allow them to just completely dictate the pace of the game. That's what you need to do, and that's what HV71 is going to need to do to stay in this division and prove that they belong here, and not just get themselves out of a relegation position, but just to kind of set that tone that, yes, indeed, they are an elite team here, and if they're able to fight their way in, they can compete against these playoff teams, and that's what Granit is right now, a playoff team, and so far, they're not looking, clearly like the better team, which is good news for HV71, and we'll see if Granit wants to kind of crank up the pressure a few notches here in the second period.
Indeed, the second period underway. In Granite, 5 more wins on the season heading into play today. Granite currently in a playoff spot. HV71 not so much. In their first elite campaign, Antonio Manning picks that one away. We talked about over the years his switch from rock solid defensive defenseman to now joining the wing and being, of course, as a result, one of the best two-way players in the elite division. That shot on, stopped by Arroyo. HV71 will get an attacking zone draw.
Prevents the rebound as well. That can always be kind of a scary moment. He was pretty deep in his net right there. If that one did kind of pop out, there was a couple HV71 skaters bearing down and I'm looking to take a whack at that puck.
And off the draw again, it is Granite in control. Able to gain the line cleanly, Arubitas, another former Färjestad player. A lot of Färjestad alumni in this particular matchup, and of course Färjestad's been doing quite well for themselves despite those lineup changes. Again, hovering around 5th, 6th place right now. There's Puta King for HV71. Weaves his way through traffic. Good job there. Still fighting for it. Demski tried to get it to him. Shot scores! Madalaiska's second of the game. Right place, right time. 2-1 lead for HV71.
I thought we might see a delayed penalty as well there as Lehman was trying to push the play up the wall and was hitting a guy without the puck, and then HV71 comes up with it, just sort of force that play down low with 3 of their forwards, and they get the puck towards the net, and Madalaiska just kind of finds the puck just sort of drifting there in the slot after a couple bounces and just sweeps it home. HV71 take the lead 2-1.
And a goal in front! Ekin has it! We're tied at 2. So I didn't even get a chance there. I was trying to read the play and just be like, okay, pass to the point there. Bam! Instant goal. We're tied at 2.
I mean, what a response right there. This one's going to begin to open up there. Ekin on the doorstep just sweeps that one home. And, I mean, right back to a tie game. Good job for Granite to get back into this one. Again, I'm still kind of waiting to see that extra gear for them. I feel like they have it in them, but perhaps not. Perhaps HV71 is just so much better than their record shows.
The 2 goals for Madalaiska, 2 goals for Ekin. 2 apiece here, almost midway through the second period. A rough break there for HV71 as, again, just not able to maintain that lead for all that long at all, as we'll have another face-off here. This one won by Granite. That's for Antonio Manning off the mark. So again, very interesting. The twist that we see just in this matchup alone. And again, Sin, I think this is the one matchup here and the results so far that can really showcase just how competitive this division is. Battle of 7v14. At least heading into the action today. We're tied at 2 midway through the game.
Yeah, and it's, again, no real clear advantage for either team. Just back and forth action. And here come HV71. Puta King, what a pass. Trying to force that one through the slot.
Rubertus holds at the point. Goes down low to the corner. Good movement there. Antonio Manning was able to bump him enough and then intercept the puck. The step up. Lehman's trying to hold on to that one. Antonio Manning banks it off the back of the goal. Furion circles through. Good movement. Antonio goes around. Lehman's wins the race to the puck. Bought on 4. Still it's Granite in control. Antonio Manning. Pass a little bit off the mark. A bit too much traffic. Good defense, all things considered, for HV71. Zupe has this one. That pass off the mark. No icing. But not much for HV on that particular breakout. No icing on this one either. Interesting. King stretch pass intercepted. And I will say HV71 not playing the puck forward with a ton of confidence right now. At least that's how it appears. Good hit there to disrupt. Great chop. Nearly kept alive by Madalaiska. Star-making performance here in the final week of the regular season.
I was just going to say, Madalaiska has just been incredibly dangerous everywhere near the puck.
Rubitas bumped off by Lehman's. Turnover. Antonio Manning bouncing puck. Shot. What a stop. Kofalainen able to stick with it. Huge moment there for HV71. Now they have space down the other way. Here's Zupe, the spin. Can't get around Zovi, but he still fights for it. Down low in the corner, Lehmanen's able to come up with it. And it's Granit able to get that puck out only momentarily as Rubitas will dump it in. Final minute of play here in the second. It's Granit Gaming in possession. Did trail by a goal. We're able to tie it up pretty quickly thereafter. On the back of the net. In front, big chance for Zovi. Might have been stopped, might have gone wide as Pudaking looks to wind out the clock and does. 2-2 after the opening 40 minutes. We'll get a goal, a replay of the goal here. One of the two from Madalaiska. Unfortunately, Gensen didn't hold up for too long as the go-ahead goal.
Yeah, and you can see there's just kind of a lot of passes down low for HV71 trying to initially get that one-timer. It hit off a skate, it looked like, and Madalaiska just sort of cleaned up the trash there. Again, it's such a close matchup here, closer than you may think it would be. It's just, both these goaltenders, they have had to make some pretty big saves. They don't have the save percentage to sort of show for it. But wow, just look at that play by Ekin right there. Almost looked like he didn't even get the shot off there. And speaking of that, at the end of that last period, when Zovi had that backhand shot on it, he either got a slower shot animation than he would have preferred, or he wasn't quite ready, didn't expect that pass coming from out front. I think that Granit's got to be a bit more willing to pull the trigger here in this third period, especially when they get some of that zone time, because they haven't really been able to get the amount to where they can, I think, look for just those quality opportunities here. So I think if Granit want to come away with the victory here and really start to put the pressure on, then they're going to have to start shooting that puck from a lot of different locations on HV71.
Third period underway. A tie game. Valuable points up for grabs, of course. Elite Division action here with Sports Gamer. Brought to you by our friends at Wilhelm, Kovalon, Lakritzi, and ST Hockey. Shot on, paddled away by Kopalainen. Zone time here. Zobi tried to cut inside to get that shorthanded shot. And a penalty actually called here against Granit. Rubitas trying to hold on to it. A power play coming up for HV71, Sin. It's going to be off of a high stick. You don't see that too often.
We absolutely do not, and yeah, definitely. They went for that stick lift there, got up into the face, so that's going to be Zovi sitting in the box. And so Granit, without the center here, we'll see what they do.
HV71's 11th ranked power play against the 9th ranked PK of Granit Gaming. Good job on the forecheck there. Chance, that one blocked away. Rubitas still fighting for it. Wants that wraparound. Puck behind the goal line. Actually, Rubitas again fighting for it. Madalaiska still hanging around down low. It's Rubitas wraparound. Madalaiska just wide of the far side post. Gets it back to Zupe at the point. D to D. Fakes the slap shot. This Pudaking. A little bit of trouble here, though. Finds Madalaiska down low in front and almost found its way home. Roysto able to squeeze the pads to keep that one out.
Great power play so far for HV71. That all came from Granit not being able to clear the puck. It was Furion who was pressured and didn't have enough urgency trying to get that puck out, and all that led to those few plays there. There was a jam play at the net, and they might not be done. They force another turnover.
15 seconds left on the power play. Pudaking's shot, glove stopped by Roysto. So a chance perhaps if they're able to win this draw. But not the worst looking power play we've seen this season.
Absolutely not. I like the kind of the wraparound play that came out, and then Madalaiska. Oh my goodness.
Oh, the hat trick from Madalaiska. Zin, I don't know if it was on the power play. You mentioned him, and it was on the power play. The hat trick. 3-2 HV71. What a toe drag and what a goal.
Absolutely unreal game from Madalaiska here, really single-handedly trying to turn his team's season around. He almost got a goal off of the jam play that I was trying to talk about, where Rubitas went for the wraparound, and Madalaiska came in and actually got that secondary shot opportunity. We're going to see Granit try to dump and chase to get something going, and HV71 take a penalty on that.
Interference, it's going to be Zupe. And yeah, I just think he thought the guy was going to get the puck.
Yeah. That's unfortunate for him. Not a bad play by any means. You want to try to knock the guy off the puck, but unfortunately didn't get the possession. Huge opportunity for Granit now to respond in kind and tie this one back up.
See what happens. Quick chance and a stop by Kopalainen on the set play. Granit, the 9th ranked power play against the 8th ranked PK of HV71. So another great chance, as Sid mentioned, for Granite to tie it up after giving up the go-ahead goal. Sid praising Madalaiska before he scores and just kind of leaves us in an awkward situation where it's like, well, we were already praising him, and now he gets the hat-trick goal. Been a great performance from him. So that pass in front broken up. Furion can't get the shot off. Antonio Manning keeps it in. Puck down low. Good movement. Shot. Great save. Kofalainen. And finally, HV71 are able to clear. 30 seconds to go on the man advantage.
A little bit of trouble with that one. They couldn't quite get out of their own way for the dump, but fortunately it bounced to a good location where someone could get the clear, but Granite right back in.
A pass across. Kofalainen. Great coverage. Didn't have to make the save. Chance again. Good stop. Kofalainen with the kick. And that pass just off the mark. Good heads-up play by Furion, knowing that we were about to be back to 5-on-5. Demski trying to fend off the pressure. Intercepted shot. Big save. May have been a block. It's tough to tell off on some of these occasions with the amount of traffic in front. HV71 still up by a goal. Madalaiska's pass off the mark. A valuable time for Granite ticking off the clock. We're already halfway through this third period.
It's kind of flying by, and that's not good news for Granite here as they try to find that tying marker. But on the side of HV71, they've done a really, really good job. A couple of those last plays as well. Excellent job of coverage by Putiking right there, remaining either in the passing lane or between the player who could get a rebound and the goaltender there to sort of be able to intercept that, not allow those follow-up opportunities. Just very, very good defensive awareness coming out from HV71 at a critical point in the game.
On the line, let's see what Demski can do. Sent one on. Roysto forced to kick that one away. Nearly found its intended target. The other side of the pad, tripping call coming up. Granite back to the power play. HV71 playing with fire. Putiking going to the box here, and it's unfortunate, and that poke check went straight to the skates instead of towards the puck.
Yeah, and that's why you often see a lot of players instead opting for the only poking like that directly in front of someone, opting for the skill stick in that situation, and that's part of the reason why Granite going back to the power play.
71 at least able to get that one back to the neutral zone. Good movement there, but it's Demski able to intercept and clear it out. 6.5 to play, nearly halfway through this power play. Again, important points up for grabs for both of these teams, both in very different scenarios in terms of the standings. Antonio Manning for Lehmanen's at the point. Back for Antonio. Pass across. Can't find its intended target. And the puck is cleared again with 20 seconds to go.
Not much time left on this power play. It's really just a rush, but we'll see if Granite can establish themselves and get some extended zone time.
Antonio Manning pass in front. They score. Hat trick for Ekin. Both of the goal scorers for these two teams in all three goals. Ekin ties it at 3 just as the power play expires.
I mean, what a time to get it again. I will say a power play influence goal. That's exactly what they needed on that last rush. They really hadn't been able to establish too much, but that time they do a good job of it. A couple passes, then finding its way towards that slot right there. And it was Ekin once more, and he ties this game for his club.
Ekin up to 19 goals on the season now. Madalaiska with 12. We are tied at 3 apiece. Puck in the air, goes behind the back of the goal. 3.5 minutes to play. At this stage, puck failed to be dumped in. It is Granite Gaming back in control. They've played from behind on a couple of occasions in this game, but never seemingly for too long. Sfiria at the point, takes the hit. Rubitas can't strip him of the puck, though. On the back of the net. Granite still in control. Lehmanens holds it. Here's Ekin. Shot on. Saved by Kofalainen. Oh, trick there by Furion. Final minute of regulation. Again, we had to mention in our first matchup of the day, sudden death rules. Here in the regular season, we play until we have a winner. That shot blocked down. Zupe able to find a Rubitas. Not going to have the speed to drive the net clean. It was around the back of the net. That pass. Good interception by Antonio Manning. Overtime would be huge for both of these teams. But you know they're going to go for the win outright. Interception by Zovi. Mistimed by Granit. Laminins tries to gain the line. Demski takes it away for HV71. Still battling Zovi. The centers going head-to-head. Rubitas helps take it away. Mataliska will be able to chase this one down. 10 seconds here for HV71. Pass to the points off the mark. That will kill the clock. 3 seconds. Overtime coming up. What a performance from Mataliska and Ekin. Both with hat tricks here in regulation.
Yeah, and when you find yourself in the position that these two teams find themselves in, kind of teetering on the edge of something important for Granite, it's the playoffs. For HV71, it's in that relegation position, and you need someone to step up on your team, someone to kind of lead the way and make a difference, and that's exactly what Eklund and Metaliska have done for their respective teams in this one, both notching a hat trick. It's crazy, and we see from the numbers there, Granite Gaming kind of starting to get the advantage as that game went on, so it's good to see them kind of finding their footing there. A little bit of help from those couple power plays as well never hurts, and that's just such a nice play right there. That feed to Ekin, and then Kofalainen trying to adjust ends up overdoing it a bit, but this one again, what a toe drag from Mataliska, and then shooting off of the toe drag as well. No shock and awe, but definitely shocked and awed the goaltender on that one, and it'll take overtime between these two teams, and it just goes to show you what we've been saying all season. There is no easy matchup here in the Elite Division, even with the 7 place discrepancy between these two teams in the standings. You can see it goes down to the wire.
Next goal wins this one and gains that extra point. And Granite currently in a playoff spot, but has the pressure from the likes of Roots Gaming and Northern Ascendancy. One of those bottom 2 to 3 playoff spots. Great pressure there by Rubitas. Unable to win it, though. Again, HV71 looking to potentially fight out of one of those relegation spots. Certainly looking to avoid the automatic relegation spot as that pass off the mark goes all the way back to the neutral zone. A trip is called, and HV to the power play. Couldn't see who it was. It will be Ekin, the goal scorer for Granite. Unfortunate call there, but a great chance now sent for HV71 to win this game.
Absolutely massive. They've had some pretty good looks on the power play so far. I've really liked it, and we'll see what they bring to the table here in OT. This face-off is so important.
Off the draw, loose puck. Rubitas has it. Mataliska. Now it's Rubitas again. Down low, pass off the mark. Rough start to the man advantage for HV. Demski can't gain the line cleanly. Puck sent all the way down by Antonio Manning. Halfway through the power play. Not what we needed to see from HV71. Puta King. Now Demski, a little bit of space down low in the corner, trying to hold on to it through the double team. Furion puts him down and is able to send it back to the neutral zone. Just 20 seconds to go on the man advantage. Pass over to the half wall. Supe. Over for Puta King. We're back to 5-on-5. And that puck's going to go all the way back down as well. A opportunity lost, Sin, for HV.
Yeah, a lot of self-inflicted wounds on that power play. Some errant passes to clear the zone. Maybe a bit too cute on the zone entries as well, and just not taking some of the shots that were available when they did have the zone.
Demski shot. Good save there by Roysto. Puta King. Nowhere to go, but too much traffic from Granite. Again, Granite looking to reset here. Furion able to settle that one down. Puck dumped into that far side corner. Zupe trying to withstand the pressure from Antonio Manning. He does so. 9.5 to play. The quick out. Demski, bit of space, cuts in. Couldn't get that backhand shot off, but he does draw the call. Power play coming up again for HV71. This time off of the trip from Furion.
I mean, this is just, they're being gift wrapped a chance to end this one. HV71, they have to capitalize. This is what separates elite teams from the rest. When you're presented with an opportunity, how do you react? How do you capitalize on it? This is what HV71 need.
Off the draw, nearly taken away by Zovi. A dump in by Matalayska. Good job by Rubitus to win it back. Back from Matalayska, loose puck. Demski to the point, blocked and cleared by Laminance. Halfway through this power play, 8 minutes to go in overtime, what could be one of many. As Demski tries to drive the net, lost it. Laminance can't hold on to it. Rubitus takes it away. Demski again, to the point. Fake slap shot by Pudaking. Tried to find Rubitus. Rubitus around the boards. Gets it back down low. Zupe looking. Shot blocked and unable to clear. Back to 5-on-5. They at least get it back to the neutral zone. 0 for 2 on the power play in this overtime are HV71. Demski's shot is blocked. Rubitus down low for Zupe. He takes the hit. Good chop into the open space. Granit looking to get things going down the other way, having their momentum stalled by these penalties. Offside with 5:07 to go.
Yeah, Granit need to sort of find their footing once again, as you mentioned. Yeah, they kind of ice tilted back in their favor. That being said, what a good job of defending they did. They just kept clogging up that slot. HV71 couldn't do anything. They wanted to get the puck in the slot, and they wanted to shoot it maybe from the points. Just nothing was there. Granit took every single angle away.
Demski. Again, another shot blocked. They're trying to at least get the puck on net. It's not able to get those open shooting lanes. Manin takes the hit. He'll send it around for Matalayska, actually dropping back. Miscommunication with the defender. Here's the turnover. Ekin looking. He's got a hat trick in this game, and a net drive nearly netted the fourth and the game winner.
Yeah, it was just an excellent job from Ekin to pounce on that loose puck. That was, yeah, very bad miscommunication from HV71 in their own end. It could lead to more trouble.
A man in the bid there. Just couldn't get all of that shot attempt. Zupe for Demski. The shot, actually, that was a step. No, it was Demski stepping in there. Again, that damn color. We got to have a gold and a softish orangish brown, and people will be able to tell the difference on the fly. Still going to give out about those issues like we have been all season long, as we have another offside here.
We are in that last 2 minutes here in overtime, so the real time in effect. This is where discipline really, really matters. You can't take a penalty here, or else you give your opponent the extended overtime. And see what Granit wants to do here. They do have the puck. Again, they're just trying to find their bearings again after all those penalty kills.
Back to the point, Laminus to Furion, blocked down. And the thing is here, I mean, again, we talk about how close the competition is within the Elite Division, but I don't know if the offensive output from Granit would necessarily be instilling some fear amongst some of the higher teams that Granit will likely get matched up against heading into the playoffs. I mean, again, like we expected to see a bit more consistent offensive firepower out of this squad. And here you have a team with a delayed call against Granit again. Here you have a team in HV71 towards the bottom half of the standings. They're hanging with them. And if HV can get a goal here, as Ekin goes to the box one more time on the interference goal, HV71 will get that extra point.
Yeah, this is just, if I'm one of the higher teams watching this game, I don't feel extremely threatened by Granit. Again, this was Granit's chance to really start to improve that goals against differential, and they simply have not been able to really do that. Yes, they have the 3 goals, but they've also given up those 3 goals.
Rubitus now for Demski. Back down to him. Good give and go work. Pass to the point. Shot stopped by Roysto. Good save there.
Huge stop right there from Roysto. Pudaking kind of did a quick slap shot, wind up there from the point, and Roysto sort of sliding to the right, still gloved it down.
Off the draw, tie up. Furion has it. Antonio Manin now for Zobi. Gets at least to the neutral zone. As Zupe. Back for Demski. Pudaking for Demski again. Captain steps in, wraparound bid, good save by Roysto, who's able to cover. 16 seconds to go in the overtime.
Very similar to a play they did a few power plays ago. It's that feeding behind the net to Rubitus, who goes for the wraparound, and Madalaiska crashes the net. Not a bad look right there. Just failed to capitalize.
Got off the draw. Good save again by Roysto to deny Rubitus. That one sent back. 7 seconds here, perhaps, or it will be double overtime. Zupe. Now Demski, 1 second. Got to throw it on. Deflects wide. Double overtime on the agenda here. Sin, we've deemed it in the past. Marathon Mondays. Now people see why.
Yeah, we're starting up between these two teams. It's yeah, we didn't have a long one between Frölunda and Havu as we thought we could have, but I guess these two teams are making up for it right here. But yeah, HV71 really kind of caught up with all those power plays in the time on attack. I mean, they are 1 for 3 on the game, which again still isn't bad by any means. They're going to have some carryover time, but they are really being presented with these opportunities by Granit, and HV71 have got to be able to capitalize on them. Yes, you know, they haven't had the greatest power play throughout the season. They came in today ranked 11th, but again, to stay in the elite division, to be one of those teams that does stay in the elite division, be a threat, you're going to have to, make your opponent pay for those mistakes. And they've done that a couple times here, but these glaring ones, these penalties, I mean, if you're not creating necessarily the biggest threat, it's, the other teams simply, won't be as afraid to take penalties.
Chance here for Demski, perhaps. Circling back, trying to find the space. Rubitus back for Demski. Broken up and cleared. 20 seconds to go on the man advantage. I believe, Sim, correct me if I'm wrong, the third power play of the overtimes for HV71.
Yep.
Nothing to show for it. Demski. Is that one broken up? Pucha King stepping in. Turned over. Furion now. For Antonio Manning. Around the back of the goal, Antonio down low, pass in front, Zovi wanted Ekin again. Couldn't find the target on the pass. Granit again. Playoff hopefuls, but not secured. Demski for HV71, again their first season in the Elite Division. Got here by knocking out former #1 seed in Jypi Vaskala's good save by Kofalainen. Of course, Jypi Vaskala relegated to our pro division. They are in the playoffs this year, though. We could see their return to the elite next season. Lupe has it here for HV. Good movement with Pucha King, who can't gain the line, mistimed Rubitus offside.
In this one, Granit starting off the period on the right foot, starting to get some chances there, and you can see, Lehmanen's jumping in a lot more now, trying to kind of spark this team. They got some good looks, trying to feed Ekin. Just getting shut down right now, and that's, if I'm HV71, that's really good. Dangerous play right there. Is that, yeah, bounce off Kofalainen. But yeah, if I'm HV71, I'm really, the only threat I see out there right now, the only threat I'm perceiving is Ekin. I haven't really seen anything else from the other skaters to really make me fear where they are in a goal-scoring situation.
Demski again in the corner, Zupe to Pucha King. Back to the forehand, stifled by Ekin. Antonio Manning now on that right-hand side. Pass broken up, Furion shot blocked. Another chance here, Ekin. Can't get the pass across. Good for Madalaiska again. 6 goals. 3 apiece for Ekin and Madalaiska. Antonio. Furion still looking for his first goal of the year. Super able to take it away. Finds Pucha King. We'll slow it down. 8 minutes to go here in the second overtime between these two teams. That one is sent down and around. Back to the point. Shot and a good blocker. Stopped by Roysto. Icing called. Another attacking zone draw for HV.
Yeah, Zovi has done a great job for Granit to sort of neutralize a lot of these situations for his team there and winning some of these defensive zone draws. Demski's going to have to come up big for his team, but the tie-up and Granit get it right back out.
Lehmanen's over the line. Trying to fend off that pressure, the cutback. Big scramble for it. HV71 able to come up with it. King for Zupe. Now Demski. Down low for Rubitas. Can't hold on to it. Furion able to bump him off the puck. Great job by Rubitas to win it back, though. To the point, one-timer deflects wide and out of play.
Not a whole lot to speak of offensively for either side right now. It feels like they're trying to kind of do a few plays that they're familiar with, and the other team are just completely wise to how they're set up. There's just no room out there.
That slap shot from an odd angle missed the net. Might have hit the blocker, actually. And Sid, you almost get the sense playing not to lose instead of playing to win.
Yeah, a little bit. Again, as we mentioned, kind of both teams doing what they're familiar with on the offensive side of things. A few different set plays. Got to be careful there. HV71 puck bouncing in front of their goaltender.
Here's Zovi in the corner. Back down, Antonio Mann, pass in front, picked off. Well read. These two have nearly come to the end of this second overtime. We're in the real time 2 minutes, as Sin mentioned. We've seen penalties. Now is not the time to take one. And they're offside call there with 1:51 to play.
Yeah, I mean, obviously points definitely important to both of these teams right here. And defense obviously incredibly important as well. But it's going to take one of these teams, willing to stretch it out a little bit, pursue those loose pucks a little bit harder instead of just trying to drop back and be more conscientious of that breakout the other way.
The line, Antonio Mann. We go back to Laminens, gets hounded for possession. Race for the puck. Madalaiska's shot save by Roysto. Maybe his biggest of the game.
Definitely huge right there, as that was Madalaiska once again finding himself in a good scoring location. Just rips that shot on. Unable to find the back of the net.
On the tie-up. Possession for HV, but back in the neutral zone. Madalaiska tried to throw one on, picked off by, I believe, I doesn't remember who it was at this point. They're going down the other way. It's one of those things, you get lost in the name, it is what it is. Here is Demski. Rubitas in front, still fighting for it. Rubitas has it, back in front, picked off again, nearly went in on the short side. Final minute here in double overtime. We're looking for a winner. And he's a rocket pass, intercepted by Furion. Dumped into the far side. Chupe takes the hit, but it finds its way to Rubitas. Good reception there for Furion. Big hit, injured man, and a penalty called against HV. And it's a major penalty called. Granit to the power play. Zupe getting called. And, Sin, I look at that and say, that's tough. It's called boarding.
Oh, no. Okay.
A boarding major here in double overtime. A chance for Granit to walk away with the win here off of that. Good movement. Furion trouble, though. Controversial call in this commentator's humble opinion. 18 seconds to go. Antonio Mann back to the point. Laminen's looking. Antonio again, nowhere to go. Madalaiska can't clear. Here's Zovi. 10 seconds. One-timer blocker saved by Kofalainen. Trouble for Puta King. Still has it. Sends it all the way down. Triple overtime on the agenda in the first game of two between these two teams. But again, that 5-minute major will continue into that third overtime.
Yeah, and, I guess credit for both these teams tightening up defensively, but it kind of seems a bit backwards from how you expect the flow of a game to be. It was wide open in the beginning and then tightens up sort of down the stretch. We generally see the opposite of, it's kind of a tighter contest in the beginning and then it begins to open up in the latter parts of the game. This has been completely opposite. Sort of lends itself to what you mentioned. Both these teams more or less trying not to lose. That's a decent chunk of a time and attack for either team. You can see just how even it is. Neither team really with any sort of distinct advantage. In fact, face-offs dead even, but Granit, again, HV71 failed to capitalize on the mistakes that were being made, and Granit needs to do it right here. They have a 5-minute power play. Yes, Ekin will be injured, but this is just an absolutely massive opportunity for them that cannot go by the wayside.
See what happens. Still 4 minutes to work with. Loose puck bouncing around. Finds its way to the half wall. Rubitus trying to clear and ultimately does with a little bit of help there from Demski, who has it here now. Captain trying to kill a couple of extra seconds off the clock. Pressure there at the point. Zovi can't hold on to it. Has it now. Ekin. Lone goal scorer. Shot save. Rebound was manageable. Demski able to clear once more.
Good to see that from Ekin. They're just kind of throwing the puck on net from a location maybe they weren't expecting, and it got a nice rebound opportunity.
Ekin, I don't know if he was still hurt or re-injured. Been a rough time for him here physically. Antonio Mann, a bit of space. Pass into the slot, doesn't go. Antonio again looking. Around the back, loose puck, save Kofalainen. Antonio back to the point. Furion has that one knocked loose. It'll be held in by Lehmanens. A minute and a half to go on the power play. Wrap around, saved by Kofalainen. Antonio to the point. Furion shot save. Rebound stopped as well. Kofalainen. Great saves to keep HV in it. Zovi across. Loose puck doesn't go. Still in a dangerous area. Battled on by Rubitus. Can't get it out. Antonio sends it down. 30 seconds to go on the kill. Pudaking can't clear. Still fighting for it there with Ekin. Ekin for Zovi. Tries to cut in. Kofalainen can't cover. Demski off of Rubitus. Stays in. Back around. We are back to 5-on-5. Kofalainen stands tall as HV71 survive a major scare.
I mean, he's the hero in that one. There's a couple saves he made that by all means should have been in the back of the net. Just huge job by him keeping HV71 alive in this one.
Antonio Mann over the line. Now for Zovi, knocked off the puck. Zupe for Rubitus. Now Madalaiska for Demski. Your captain. Down low for Madalaiska. Tried a bit of funny business there to get a wraparound. Didn't quite go. Ekin. See what he can do. Antonio across, scores! Mercifully, this one is over. Zovi is the hero in triple overtime as Granit earned the much needed extra point.
Finally, a team finds a breakthrough. Finally, they're able to beat Kofalainen there, who really stood on his head at times on that penalty kill. And Zovi there with, again, finally a little bit of space opened up in that slot. They kept trying for those passes. They kept trying to work it towards the middle. It simply wasn't there. They try it one more time, and Zovi finds himself the game-winning goal there in triple overtime. A much needed extra point coming out from Granit right there. Again, those missed opportunities earlier from HV71 on the power play really come back to haunt them.
The triple overtime winner. Marathon Monday is indeed living up to its namesake. You get the winner there from Zovi. Granted, a big point for them, to say the least, as we get a look. And Kofalainen, I mean, 15 saves in that game. To get a look there, though, just one goal on 7 power plays between the two teams. And again, Granit with a 5-minute major that they could not capitalize on. But here is where they finally found the breakthrough, Sin.
Yeah, and it was hard to kind of explain how those overtimes went. Again, it was just a lot of them looking for plays that they felt comfortable with. And when you're doing that, the other team can easily adjust to it. And that's what we saw. Like, credit to the defense, and we know HV71, at least during this season, is not that good of a defensive team. They're actually have allowed the most goals against, and they have the highest goals against average. And I hate to say it, but it's a bit of an indictment on Granite Gaming that game went to triple overtime against this team. If they're trying to be this playoff team, and if they're in the 7th spot, if that where they finish, if I'm Sawo looking at that, I'm like, okay, like, this is, kind of a walk in the park if I'm Sawo. So Granite, they win that game. That's big. They're able to kind of get some goals. That's also big, but that was against a team who, again, they had the lowest goals against average. And it kind of looked like a very, very even matchup for Granite. So I'd like to see them with a bigger answer here in the second game.
I will say I am trying to look up the particular result when Sawo played HV71. In fairness, 4-3 final for Sabo, and then a 2-1 overtime win for Sabo. So there's something about HV71 being a tough team to beat. Regardless, Granite does get the result in the first game, no matter how long it took. Needless to say, we'll be back after a brief moment from our sponsors and to put on the oxygen mask as we get ready for the second game and, of course, our final game of this broadcast. So we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Although, let's be honest, maybe get up and stretch a little bit. We'll be right back.
Lähdetään haastamaan yhdellä yhtä vastaan. Loistava nälkäisen pelaajan ratkaisu, ohi mennään. Luukulla ollaan valmiina. Ja sitten katsotaan, kaikki kestää. Vanhanaikaisella kiekkolapaan, ilmaveivi, klassikko, maali! Wilhelm vei todella komeasti nakkikioskille. Wernerin nakki on loistava vahvistus Wilhelm joukkueelle.
Minkä päällä lakukastike maistuu parhaalta? Ei voi tietää, ellei kokeile. Kouvolan lakritsi.
All right, everybody, we are back. Again, a big thank you for sticking with us here. Needless to say, I will throw this to Sin as much as possible because triple overtime, you know?
Yeah.
So, Sin, in talking about that game, I mean, in terms of triple overtime, we're struggling to find a goal. I mean, you kind of mentioned it. There were moments where teams were just a little bit more willing to throw it on net. That's never a bad idea.
No,
it's really not. I mean, unless you enjoy going to triple overtime looking for the same high-quality goals only, in which case it eventually works. You just got to sit there for the near full length of a second game.
Yeah, and I think that was the issue, and I think that's why HV71 looked so good on the defensive end of things, is because Granite got a little too predictable in what they wanted to do. It was, kind of circled sort of around the net, work it towards the middle, and oftentimes it was find Ekin. And then what I liked from Ekin is that he was the one, in my opinion, who sort of read that situation and decided, okay, I'm going to throw the puck on net from here. Okay, well, I'm going to switch things up. Instead of taking this around, I'll pass it out to Zovi, which led to that, kind of game-winning goal. On the flip side, though, HV71 guilty of the same thing offensively. They kept looking for that kind of going behind the net to Rubitus and, all right, maybe try to get that wrap chance and then the follow-up from Metalaiska or, try to send that pass back. It was just a lot of the same coming out from both these teams, which, again, it's nice to have a system, but as we saw in the last season from Havu, if you stick to that system completely unflinchingly, you will not get the results that you want. And out of this one, again, if you're Granite, like you kind of ran into a brick wall that you didn't expect to be a brick wall, and HV71 kind of surreptitiously good and surreptitiously able to put up a fight, as you mentioned. They took Sawo, kind of the distance by only allowing them to beat them by 1 goal each. So again, something about HV71 when they face those top teams, they find that extra gear here, and I simply didn't see enough of that from all of the Granite roster. I loved Ekin's game. I loved Lehmanen's jumping into the play as much as he did. It's just, I feel like all the other skaters on that, they didn't do enough to make that big of a difference when they're kind of like, in what they would normally do and just kind of go almost seemingly going through the motions instead of adjusting to what the other team was throwing at them.
I have to agree with that completely, as again, we are just about ready to go. Looking at the standings now, and as you get a look at everyone in the lobby there, of course, Elite Edge is very much the theme, but looking now for Granite, Sin, 28 points in 25 games. Of course, it's not updated on our graphic here, but of course that is great news for them. 3 points clear of Roots, who have a game at hand and will of course have 2 games at hand by the end of this. So a great result for them, but obviously, you look at this and it's like, okay, likely Granite gonna finish somewhere like 7th, maybe at best, probably 8th in terms of that playoff spot because of the games at hand that Goons have, which right now stands at 3 and will be at 4 by the end of this, with Granite, being in a position where they can only jump them by 1 point maximum.
Yeah, so again, this next game is absolutely huge for Granite. I'd like to see them kind of go for the throat a little bit more, especially early on. Try to get the advantage over HV71, an advantage they simply never, ever had in the last game. I'd like to see what Granite does, playing with that lead. But to get that, maybe have to, kind of go all, guns blazing from the beginning, which they didn't do in the last game.
Absolutely. So again, just about ready to go for the action here. And I mean, Sin, we had seen some of the latest results around that we didn't get to cover. YMCA beating Urabro 2-1 in overtime, so a big 2 points there for YMCA. H-Reds losing 1-0 to ZSC Esports, so a gigantic result for ZSC as they continue their playoff push. Good opening chance here for HV71 is taken away. Of course, they are in their home blues. That one-timer save, the rebound kicked out by Roysto. Good pressure, short side, nearly went. Just ran out of time. Another shot on, and another save by Roysto. And immediately, Sin, we see a brand new strategy for HV71.
I love it. They came out guns blazing, but we wanted to see some from Granit. Here comes HV71. What a nice little set of hands from Rubitus there. Just failed to sneak that one home, but great job setting the pace here for HV71 early on in this game. And Granit going offside right there, failing to get the puck in. So if HV71 can keep this momentum up, get themselves, a couple goal lead, they'll really put Granit Gaming out of their comfort zone.
See how this goes as well in terms of the face-off battle between these two. Is HV in control here? Demski. Send that one around. Good pressure. Back to the point. Shot just missed wide on the glove side. Matalayska still battling Laminins, who wins that particular battle. Antonio Mannon for Ekin. 3 out of the 4 goals in game 1 scored by him. Loose puck in front. Demski able to skate it out of trouble. Covered here. Ekin not able to hold on to it. Matalayska at least finds his way to Pudaking. Back in the neutral zone, able to maintain possession. Strong dump and chase attempt. Laminins, though, trying to fend off that pressure, and again is able to do so. Loose puck to Zovi. That shot finding the back of the net. Zovi coming off of that overtime winner for his 15th of the season. Laminins shot. Good save. Zuppe able to pick up that rebound. And Demski, toe drag. Do a little bit of space, back to the point. Pudaking fakes the shot, back for Demski. Shot easy, glove save for Roysto Sin. He read that one perfectly.
Yeah, he absolutely did. Didn't quite get the one time off like I'm sure he may have wanted, but it didn't matter. Roysto was right there to make that save.
Let's see what will happen here again on this draw. Face off one. Zuppe shot just wide. Blocker side. Zuppe again. Circles back. Rubitus back to the point. Shot blocked down. Demski. Shot on. Save again by Roysto. Loving this new strategy.
Absolutely. And he, especially off of that draw, too, when Zuppe took that shot, he kind of used Rubitus as bait. And they utilized that play last time when Zuppe passed over to Rubitus for the one time. And that time he just kind of let him back up and it opened up that shooting lane where Zuppe was able to rip that one on net.
The draw here. Granit trying to get something going down the other way. Good poke check. Matalayska off the skates of a opposition player, but Demski able to pick it up. Bumped off the puck by Antonio, who spins out of trouble. Subsequent turnover to Zuppe. First goal of this game. Be intrigued to see who gets it. Very back and forth contest up to the point of the overtime, where we had to wait nearly another full game's length worth of time to find the winning goal from Zovi. D work here. Laminins. Bit too predictable on that one, and another follow-up turnover. Demski for Rubitus. Now for Matalayska. He can't hold. Checkle on the boards to keep Granit kind of pinned back towards their own half of the ice. Loose puck recovered by Antonio Mannon. He's bumped off by the toe drag. Matalayska for Demski. Shot, blocker saved by Roysto. Rubitus for Matalayska off the leg. Just couldn't find its way to be banked into the goal. That one down low. Antonio Mannon back, pass in front. So if he couldn't get a piece of it. Shot on the short side doesn't go either. Again, that back skating into the slot. Dangerous weapon, but a little bit difficult to do when you have 3 people parked in front. We are approaching the final minute of play here in the first period. Zuppe back to the point with Rubitus. Now Zuppe again. Good low cycle, but can anything come of it? That shot from an odd angle. Madalaiska denied. Final 10 seconds. One more chance here, perhaps, for Granite Gaming. Antonio for Zovi. Loose puck. Antonio in front, picked off by Rubitas. We go to the first 20 minutes. A goalless affair so far as we get a look at one of the numerous saves from Roysto in that first period.
Yeah, definitely faced a little bit of action early on there. He came across with the pad on that one, and then towards the end, HV71 started looking more for their cycle plays. The problem with their cycle, it's a decent cycle, but they don't have a threat on the opposite side of the ice. When they're kind of cycling, everyone's in a cycle position. No one's really in a shooting location, and kind of Granite was just able to, force them to the outside there, especially when it went down low right there, as HV71 had like kind of three guys, and like I said, there wasn't, when they have two guys, like one near behind the net, the other guy kind of in the corner boards in that sort of, I guess you can call it like a kind of bumper position when it comes to the power play. There wasn't anyone really presenting a big threat in the slot. I didn't see a defenseman kind of creeping in for a one-time either, so there wasn't a whole lot of threat when HV71 was cycling, which kind of makes their cycle a bit too predictable in that there's not, several passing options that they could take. So Granite, it's a lot easier for them to defend.
Over here has it for Granite. Pass in front. Dembski was there to defend. Yeah, man, good job on the back pressure to take this one away. Madalaiska, good forechecking pressure, but again, Furion, one of the more experienced players that we have. That shot fired just wide on the glove side. See what HV can do here on this breakout. We saw them struggle at times in that first game, and there you go, an icing call off an errant pass.
Yeah, this will present a good opportunity going the other way, and Granite did a pretty okay job at making them pay for their mistakes, especially towards the end. Let's see what they could do. They lose that face-off there.
Off the draw, Furion trying to hold on to that one. Shot on. Trouble there for Kofelainen. Is able to find it and make the cover. Henson, that's why we always preach, man. Throw shots on goal with goaltenders, and the way we've seen some goals go in this season, you just never know.
Yeah, that one right there, really the way it was bouncing around, presented a unique opportunity for either someone to kind of come in and take a whack at it, for it to just, bounce in outright.
Furion has it. And having to take his time. HV doing a good job of clogging up the neutral zone here. Furion still in control. Antonio tried that rocket pass through the slot again. Too easy to read. Pass in the slot. They score! This time it works out. Ekin, his fourth goal of the night. Granite strike first.
Good play by Furion right there to kind of jump into the play right there, create the threat. Someone has to move towards him. The second that lane opens up, he passes it over to Ekin, who, in all fairness, did have a couple bodies around him, but did have that body position on the captain, Dembski there. He's able to shoot that one home on the short side. Granite open up the scoring gear in the second period.
Goodness, goodness, goodness. The opening goal for Granite. Exactly what they needed, Sin, I would argue here. Was playing from behind, not the best way to go. Roysto showing some of his acrobatics. Those are on display. That pass across, and Kofelainen didn't have to face that one. Granted here, I mean, the best thing, obviously, double up on this lead. Do so quick just to kind of take the pressure off. Kofelainen, good save. It's over 11 and a half minutes to play here in the second period. Again, for those that missed it, call it Marathon Monday for a reason. 4-3 final in triple overtime in the first game. Off the draw, another face-off win for Granite, defended well by HV. So Rubitas brings it over the line, drops back for Zupe. That shot will just absolutely rifled wide. King trying to hold on. Sovi battling. Rubitas has it, tried to go back to the point. Zupe can't throw that shot on. Here's Dembski. A lot of trouble. Zupe for King. Fakes that slap shot. Tries to go down low. Madalaiska wanted that wraparound. He's contested by Laminins, and finally, Furion seemingly able to settle it down. Antonio takes the hit, crossing his own blue line. Zoe Antonio along the half wall. Sylvie again has it short side, nearly able to sneak that one in. Close call for Kofalainen.
Yeah, both these teams seemingly a tad more willing to kind of just put pucks towards the net, even if they're skating it at the net. You know, less of the perimeter work, less of the behind the net stuff. They're just trying to get those pucks towards the net.
Layman's here for Granit. It's been a long time since we've made a pun, but pretty solid performance. All things considered, looking to be a little bit more in control of this one. That pass in front, Furion, a little bit of trouble. Matalaiska has it, scores! The commentator's curse is alive and well here on Marathon Mondays. Matalaiska's 4th of the night. We are tied at 1.
And once again, it just comes from his hard work in there on the forecheck and just finding his way towards that puck. Kind of threw a backhand on. I'm not too sure how it found its way into the net. Roysto probably a bit surprised himself. Nonetheless, HV71 tie this one up. 5:25 left in the second.
Maybe we should put the poll up now, asking if there will be triple overtime. You never know. As Zovi not able to hold on to that one. That puck sent into the bench. Close call, to say the least, in for HV, who managed to take a good amount of penalties in that prior game.
They did. Both teams really took some kind of crucial penalties. The thing is, neither one were able to really capitalize when it mattered.
Good interception there by Zupe. Takes away a scoring bid. Matalaiska down behind, picked up by Laymanitz. 3 minutes to play here in the second period. That one sent down, no icing. Maybe the defense was expecting an icing there. It was pretty close. And Elite Division action here with the Sports Gamer, the ECL's top division. Final week of the regular season. Week 5 kicks off here tonight. But this team's still a lot to play for as Zovi throws one on and just wide. That was a close call.
That absolutely was. Kofalainen, as he was adjusting to that short side, he may have been able to get beat on that far side. He's sliding over. Saw him flashing the leather there. Didn't get a handle on it, and that puck just sort of skittered all the way around the end boards and back out of the zone. But that will do it for the second period here, as once again, to the surprise of no one, have a tie game between these two at the end of 2. That being said, though,
with the goal scorers being Ekin and Matalaiska.
Yeah, exactly. We're in the very same position. No one else on the HV71 roster has scored a goal in this game. It's just been all Matalaiska, and at this point, he has now tied Dembski for the team lead in goals. And I feel like we haven't really been saying Dembski's name a whole heck of a lot. He came in here with the goal-scoring lead with 13. He had 25 points in 24 games played. It's just not a whole lot coming out of HV71 on the offensive side of things. And when they do get it again, it's Matalaiska kind of with a very, very big effort to put one in the back of the net.
Gonna look there. Granit 9-4 on the draws as well. We'll see what happens here. This game very, very much up for grabs. And the 4-3 triple overtime win for Granit in the first game. Looking for a winner here. Big hit there. It takes down Ekin. Zupe trying to weave his way out of danger. Buda King, bit of trouble. Antonio tried to get it back to Ekin. To the point here. Furion stepping in. Around the back. Ekin wanted that wraparound. Stifled by Zupe, who has it here now. That puck recovered by Furion. D-to-D. One-timer stopped by Kofalainen. Made it look easy.
Yeah, seeing that right now, I think that's one of the few D-to-D one-timers we've seen from both of these squads right here. They just haven't really been utilizing that play too much right there, and I like that. Laymanins gets that puck through and on net.
Another save there by Kofalainen. Maybe the guy we have to blame the most for the fact that we ended up with a triple overtime game. That puck dumped in, but HV not able to time it correctly. Next goal will be a big one, no matter who scores it, no matter when it takes place. as Demski sauces one ahead. Rubitas wins the race. Zupe in front. A good chance there for Rubitas. Has it here now still. Demski banks from off the back. Loose puck. Demski has it. Shot blocked. Loose puck still bouncing around. Havoc in the Granite Gaming defensive zone, but HV just not able to get that crucial high danger scoring chance. Hammond's back down for Ekin. Circles through. Zovi in front, handled by the defense. Rubitas takes the hit. Granite going to try to put that pressure right back on. Puck into the corner. Well by Pudaking. Now Madalaiska for Rubitas. Poked away and again knocked loose. Neither team really able to hold possession for all that long. Every possession being contested. Chance there. I don't think Ekin knew he had it. Good save by Kofalainen. Ekin again and another stop by Kofalainen. I don't know if Ekin knew he had the puck on a doorstep opportunity.
I'm not too sure. He kind of had to skate out with it, then skate around, perhaps looking for a pass that wasn't there. Ends up shooting it on net. That was a bit of an awkward play right there.
A shot off the post. Another great chance for Ekin. That one deflects just wide. Granite showing more of a willingness to just throw pucks on to see what happens, and they're controlling the play as a result. Zovi. Now Furion. Stepping in. Zovi can't hold it. Still has it, though. Able to recover, I should say. Laminens. Taking his time. Antonio pass to Furion. Now Zovi in front. Nobody home. It has been all Granite for the most part here in this period, Sin. At least for the last 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, they've really got the ice tilted in their favor here. And after taking all those shots, they seem to be more willing on that last position, at least to try to look for that higher scoring lane. It's just they're still really not, at least to my, in my opinion, not quite utilizing that D-to-D one-timer as much. It's open. You can, get pucks through there and look for deflections one-timers. Deflections and rebounds. And we should know how good that's been this year.
Laminens tries to throw it on just wide. Furion now for Ekin. Back to Furion. Stepping in, D-to-D to Laminens. Antonio scores! The willingness to shoot the puck, paying off for Granite. Antonio Mannon finds the back of the net. It's 2-1 in favor of Granite Gaming.
Nice play right there coming up from Granite, almost an umbrella formation as if they were on the power play, but it was Furion passing over to Lehman, who then kicked it over to Antonio Mannon, who threw that one back to the far side, picked the corner. Granite Gaming take the lead. 2-1 here, just 3 minutes left in the third.
Antonio Mannon's 14th of the year. Great chance for Zovi. Couldn't seal the deal with the insurance tally. Let's see what we get from HV71 here. Shot deflects wide. Final 2 minutes. Ekin will be able to walk this one out. Great sauce pass to Laminens. Has a bit of space. Cuts back. Still fighting for it now. Laminens. Ekin down low. Bumped off the puck by Zupe. 55 seconds here for HV71 to work with. Otherwise, they drop valuable points. Demski's pass for Rubitas. The shot. Puck bouncing around. Zovi comes up with it for Granite. Gets it back. Zovi still in possession. Loses it. Zupe has that pass interrupted. It's Ekin. Again, bumped off the puck by Zupe, but good forechecking pressure. Just 25 seconds to go for HV71. Demski. Able to find Pudaking. Knocked down. What an effort by Ekin here in the final 2 minutes. 10 seconds. One more rush for HV71. Demski gains the line. Loose puck. Furion brings it down low, and that will do it. Granite Gaming gonna walk away with a 2-1 win and all 4 points that they desperately needed here tonight. Sin tremendous results for them.
Absolutely, moving to 14-10-2. That will really help out their chances in the playoffs, and I mean, kind of perhaps getting to that point of all but securing that 8th seed right there. It's exactly what they needed here, was those 4 points. HV71, being able to come away with one, but with the way they played, in that first one, to drop this next one in regulation has definitely got to hurt right there. But Granit did a much, much better job of not allowing HV71 to get the chances, not even allowing them into the zone as much. Granit played a much better game overall in that second one. They get the win because of it, and they win in regulation.
Again, a huge result there as the standings continue to change down the stretch here in the regular season. Antonio Mannin, the hero, the 2-1 final. And shockingly, Sin in regulation as opposed to the triple overtime alternative, as another strong performance for Kofalainen, but just not enough. Roysto, though, how about that performance, especially in the first period, making some big saves on a lot of shooting opportunities from HV71.
Yeah, really going to boost up his save percentage numbers with a performance like that. Just 1 goal allowed on those 11 shots. We get a look at that first one. That's something that Granit kind of likes to do. They had a goal like that similar in the first game, where they kind of make a pass what seemingly could go across the slot, but it's just kind of a short pass right there. And then Ekin kind of goes the opposite direction that the goaltender would be sliding. And that's what led to that first one. But then Matalaiska, I'm still wondering how this puck found its way in. I still can't tell.
Hold of me, but
I know, but then it looks like it hit the back and then it kind of higher up. It hard to see, but this play right here, really, really nice. Just kind of working it around the horn, but then shooting, not trying to work it back down low. And that's what I think we needed to see a lot more from Granit throughout the course of this. If they were going to work the perimeter, every now and then you got to take a shot from that perimeter. Otherwise, the other team is just going to comfortably collapse and not really go and pressure those potential shooters.
So again, a huge set of wins for Granit Gaming, picking up very, very valuable points today. Of course, a bit of an extended broadcast because of multiple overtimes here today, but still some great results again for Lunda and Havu, with a very interesting pair of results for them earlier today as well. Splitting.
Feels like so long ago.
It's what day even is it anymore?
Yeah.
We were so young. So again, the huge result there for Granit. I don't know if we have the fully updated standings, but of course we will know the numbers. You do get a look at the latest results. Sin, we talked about how kind of frustrating it was for HV71 to only get 1 point, but we also talked about Djurgården, who entered today in 16th. They do get a point against the 2 seed in Sawo, so a good result for them as they try to keep pace with the likes of Conquer Gaming. Again, Djurgården and Conquer play one another at the end of the season. I believe this Thursday, if not this Friday, the final day of the regular season. Those two have a matchup that may ultimately determine just who ends up getting relegated.
I mean, that could just be absolutely insane. It's really coming down to the wire everywhere in the brackets, and I mean, no better ways. You're going to get a look right there. I mean, Djurgården does have the 13 points. HV71, I'm not too sure if I don't think that's actually updated. The
Granit and HV71 games have not been turned in yet, so both should be on 26 games played. HV71 now on 19 points.
Gotcha. Okay, so don't unfortunately have that updated, but trust with someone who said it is definitely coming down to the wire here. And Granit helping themselves out that much more, which I believe will put themselves up to 30 points. And that would put them 1 spot ahead of Goons, but not on point percentage. But they do have some separation now between them and Roots, who will have those 2 games in hands. But even if they win all 4, they're still 1 point out. So Granit doing what they needed to do in this matchup and getting all 4 points.
A really rough result for Roots. Again, though, heading into Wednesday's broadcast, Sin and I will be back. We will see Djurgården in action against Örebro, who, of course, as you saw in the standings, in a very similar situation to ZSC Esports. They might not be able to sneak their way into the playoffs. They're still mathematically alive, but at the very least, you are trying to avoid finishing in either 13th, 14th, or 15th, especially 16th. Again, 13th through 15, a relegation series, 16th automatically relegated. And again, we will see Granit in action one more time, as Sin, not an easy matchup for them, but results there could also help push them towards securing that 7th or 8th playoff spot.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, every single matchup, doesn't matter what part of the season we're in. Oh, it's so important here. It'll be good to see how ZSC will do in that situation against one of those kind of potential playoff teams as well.
Again, picked up a big win against H-Reds, our number 1 seed and defending champions earlier today. So with that, we will wind things down. Again, sportsgamer.gg is the place to be up to date as far as everything going on here with the ECL. Of course, not just here in our Elite Division as we wrap up the regular season this week, but of course the playoffs have begun in all of our lower divisions, including that Pro Division. And again, we will have Pro Division coverage here tomorrow. So make sure to tune in 1945 CET, 1:45 p.m. Eastern for those of you on the North American side of things. Make sure to tune in for that. But for now, I am going to go not talk for the rest of the day. Thanks a lot to the boys for that triple overtime broadcast. You can catch Sin at Sin for the Win Productions on the YouTube side of things. You can also hear him alongside myself for the Tukey's Take podcast. Make sure to look that up everywhere. Of course, you can find, or you can everywhere you can find podcasts, video form or whatnot. I am everywhere at Tukey24. We will be back with you on Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching. Let's all go to bed.